So we're laughing for two reasons. One, we just did a live and realized whatever reason we had privacy and we couldn't see people's chats till we finished, and so we had 16 chats. So apologies.
Yes. Yeah, we couldn't talk to you. We couldn't do anything.
We also realized our faces were very dark because we were trying to show you the beautiful bay view, but it really made us dark. So we said, well, let's switch to the other side. But right as I push live, if you haven't noticed yet, we discovered there's a cock between us.
A really big one.
A really big, it is a big cock. You know, and I would think all girls can agree. She said, what's going to be our topic? And I'm like,
well,
cock.
Okay, there you go.
We didn't even plan it.
Roosters,
it belongs
chickens,
to Kiki's.
whatever.
Though we may need one now for our publication.
We might need to steal this.
So I feel like we could talk about cocks today. And we mean, you know, if your mind's going to go somewhere else, what can we do about that? So,
right.
You mentioned it's a really big cock.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess,
I'm still laughing so hard. I can't hardly talk. Anyway, hi, we have somebody on. I'm not sure who's on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for tuning in.
We can see
you just
the
got here.
Today,
we just pointed out that we did not realize, but we have our special guest is a cock, and we're going to talk about the cock.
Susan just wants to say that as many times as she can in the first 2 minutes of this video.
And Danica pointed out that it was a big cock, and my point is it depends what your last cock was, whether that's a big cock or a small cock, right? Because that.
God, I've missed you. This is what happens the first time we're together in 6 months.
I've been holding it all in. I'm letting it out.
It's the Kiki's cock.
It's
yes, we are
cock.
at Kiki's. This is the second shout out for Kiki's in Port Isabel,
which is not a male strip club. You might be going that direction. It's a delicious fajita restaurant that has a really big cock
that has more
on their
than
counter.
fajitas.
So Danica said, "What should we talk about?" And I'm like,
and I'm trying to see if I can see our chats. So talk about something for a moment.
Okay, I'm going to entertain myself.
I'm just laughing anyway. Anyway, who is? Will you? I'm not sure who is on, but would you please say just hi to us?
Shoot us a chat so we can see, because
see.
we're trying to get our chats on so we can chat with you.
Yeah.
And answer questions.
And it's not working.
We're a technology challenge because we're over 50 and don't know what the heck. We have 2 now.
Perfect.
So
they probably don't want us to know who's on watching after that intro.
You mean just because I told them we're going to talk about cocks? Cocks. Get your mind out of the gutter, viewers. That's a cock. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Maybe.
Well, Emerald's best friend, Bimini, they have a bunch of little chickens. They have little chickens.
So we went from a big cock on my shoulder to little chickens.
Little furry chickens. They're so cute. So hello, we've got 11 people on. Would you guys please
We have
let us
11
know?
people? Holy shit. Thanks,
oh my
guys.
Goodness, I'm so glad you're there. Welcome to What the 50s. We're trying to chat with you
I'm going to
guys.
hit that. Oh, I don't screw anything
Yeah,
up.
but we cannot see the chat for some reason.
Potential spam may not be visible. All messages are visible.
Should show us. So would somebody write us a message?
Just say hi. We have
anything.
19.
19 people on. We should be
And
able to see a message.
Hopefully somebody's sending us a message.
Or if somebody's on that can teach us how to make it so we can see our messages. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Big Jack Attack. And Alan,
hello, ladies. Hello,
oh my gosh,
gentlemen.
You're there. I'm so glad you're there. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.
And of course, we have both men on here when you're talking about that. So isn't that fantastic?
Hello. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's the end of the day, so we normally do this in the morning, and this is the end of a work day, so
You're beautiful. You're gorgeous.
You're blind. I love you. Don't put on your reading glasses right now, please. Whatever you do.
So we are.
By the way, women, never let your significant other wear their reading glasses in the bedroom because they see shit they don't see without it. I learned that years ago.
We are in Port Isabel at Kiki's
Texas.
Restaurant in Texas, Port Isabel, Texas, right across the causeway from South Padre Island.
For those of you that are going,
what?
Where?
South Texas.
If you look at Texas, which this is not going to look like Texas, but say it does. It's, yeah, kind of. It's that little tip right by the Mexican border. There's a little island right there that nobody hardly knows about, except for spring break, they think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we are. We met here, and then I started splitting time in Florida. Danica came over for a little while. She's back. I'm still back working. So we're doing a live. Wow, this is like delayed because now it's just now showing my.
Yep. No,
it's
delayed. Yeah, over here. But I just want to make sure we were seeing them. So we
I don't care. I'm just learning. So.
Yep. No,
but there's somebody popped up.
Yep.
I'm 54.
54. Perfect.
55.
56. I'll be 57 in October.
So
6
54,
months.
55, 56.
Almost exactly 6
So I'm your
months.
much older friend.
You are my much older friend.
Well, that sucks. I'm trading you in. I like when people are older than me.
I
That's
love
it. You're out of here,
Well, Alan,
Missy.
welcome. We love it that we have a lot of men in our family as well. It's getting bigger and bigger.
So if you're just tuning in or you've tuned in before, you know we like to just keep it real, keep it raw. What it's like being over 50.
Yes.
And, you know, I tell Danica all the time, I crack myself up with the over 50 shit. So this just happened the other day. I'm at a restaurant and I asked the lady if she would bring me some mustard. And she said, yes, the waitress. And so she goes and she does something and she comes back and she goes, do you need anything else? And I said, if you don't mind, could I get that mustard? And she says, well, fuck. And then she's like, I'm so sorry. And I go, it's okay. I go, did you say that because you forgot? She goes, yeah. I said, are you over 50? She said, yes. And I go, well, let me teach you a little trick. All the way back to the kitchen, because I do this in my house. When I'm going to the laundry room to get Kleenexes that I ran out of in the bathroom.
Which is next to the kitchen
No.
at your house.
Oh, the laundry room's next to the kitchen,
Yeah.
but the bathroom's where I'm out of
Oh,
Kleenexes. Sorry. So I have to walk across the house. I try to do it on my own, you know, for many years. Now I know my weaknesses. I'm old and forgetful. So as soon as I leave the bathroom, I do Kleenexes, 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 Kleenexes.
I think I did
All
that.
the way there.
I think I did that 14 times a day when I was in my house today. I do the same thing. Do you guys do that? Do you guys have little tricks as how do you remember
Yes,
things?
yeah, help us
Yeah.
if there's a better one because that's, you know, the silly thing I have. But you know, the thing is we let go of our ego.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about too. Let go
Oh,
of your
yeah.
ego. I admit I do it, I don't care, I need to do it.
Oh, I sing for a living, and I don't know if anybody's on here that has seen me sing, but probably a good 5 to 9 songs out of 10 that I sing all the words backwards, inside out, or upside down. I can't remember them. And my audience and I laugh that I have SCRS, severe, can't remember shit. And it's just, it is what it is. I've been that way for a long time, but it is definitely,
I think it starts in your
definitely
40s,
increasing. It's
honestly.
definitely.
We just picked
Well, I
the
think mine
50s
started
anyway.
at 16.
Oh wow.
I've had it for a
Well
long
then I
time.
did all right. Now the
But-
song thing, it's not because I couldn't remember. It's because I heard it wrong. Did you see my post the other day about the?
Oh, we all do that.
And
Yeah.
now I can't even remember. I said,
Words are
I
wrong.
stopped the rains down in Africa. Not even close to what the words are.
No.
Nope.
No, I know. I have a friend that thought that this Pledge of Allegiance was I pledge allegiance to the flag and da, 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 4 witches under God. 4 witches. Yeah, just
Oh, 4 witches?
4 witches under God.
You have some crazy friends, girl.
I know. We all have those moments. But okay, what did he say? He said, I suffered a brain injury. Uh-oh. So I forgot all kinds of stuff. I'm not the same person I was. Well, Alan, you're just a different person, obviously. And doesn't make it, you know, it probably makes it challenging for sure. I'm sorry you went through that. That's definitely
Oh,
a
absolutely.
challenge.
Absolutely.
But certainly doesn't make you any less of a person. And
No.
there's probably a lot of things probably a lot of things I wish I could forget.
I was going
And
to say
I'm not
some of
making
that.
light of it.
No,
please,
but you're
at
right.
all,
There's some
at
things
all.
you would think, oh, gosh, would that be helpful? But no, I know
Yeah.
you have to start your life all over again.
Yeah, exactly. So
I
sending you
cannot
so much
pronounce
love for
your
that.
name, but Deb.
Yeah,
Deb.
Devar. How different are you now to when you were 25? Well,
Wait, I can show you. That I used to look like this.
There you go. Well, I was much taller. I am much taller.
I was shorter.
All right. No. How much different? Just exactly what she said.
Well, that was
Just
that was
that-
physical. I mean,
Well, I would hope to think a little bit more wise, make a little few better decisions. I would hope, and
I think
I
I'm
don't know.
reverting
I
every
don't
year
know.
back to being younger mentally.
yeah.
In
Oh,
that,
as far as fun and childhood,
yeah, I've always been crazy and kind of did my own thing and never regretted what I did. But you know, as I'm getting older, I'm making myself my number one priority.
Yes.
And I don't mean that as far as I love friends, family, spouses, significant others, you know, are in my life. But what I mean is I used to be so concerned about my customers, friends, but I was last.
Yeah.
And by the
Oh,
time I got to me, I was
I've done that a million
exhausted.
times.
So now I'm like, you know, 30 and 25.
I love that. That makes it such a great question though, because
Yeah.
that's what we're here for, is to talk about not just 50 after, but what it's like to get there and the things to expect. So many things.
So that's 5 years difference.
Yeah.
And it's 5 years at that age. So I'm going to give you an example. When I was 24, I married my first husband. We were married for 15 years. 14 of those were wonderful. And he was 22 years older than me. I'm now 55. And if I were married to that man, if you do the math,
Yeah.
that age difference is huge.
77.
5 years, and some of it I think also, I was always very mature for my age, and my husband was a little bit more childish, so we really mentally were not that far apart. And I say that jokingly,
Fair
but
enough.
but seriously,
Yeah.
that was the scenario.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. As she gets older, she's going to get tired quicker.
Yeah.
When at 25,
Everything
what is it,
changes.
20 more years? But if you have a healthy relationship now, you keep communicating, you keep talking. The age isn't going to make a difference. You're going to age together and change together.
Yeah.
But what I tell a lot of friends and clients, my experience in these years is, we change. We change
Oh,
about
yeah.
every 10 years, and you have to change together, or at least appreciate the other person's changes.
Exactly.
And
just
let them
know
be
it's
them.
part of life.
Yes.
And it depends on how you handle your life. Are you going to be the people that get the plastic surgery and do all of those things? Are you going to be the healthy people, the unhealthy people? So many of those factors are going to be what changes your body as well. Obviously, if you're a sun goddess out there in the sun every day, all day.
Tanning bed girl, not now. 'cause
Definitely
skin
different for
damage.
your skin, but just expect your eyesight will start going. You'll both
Hearing.
get wrinkles, your hearing, and like Susan said, if you do it together, then you then at least just appreciate it, and just know, and you won't notice it as much. I've noticed with my friends, I always think, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna look at me and think that I'm all wrinkled in the gold, and I don't look at my friends like that at all. Because we're doing it together, like you said, and so we're just all going through this, I call it
I
grace
don't think you just
together.
got their friends. You lose
Yeah.
some friends because as you grow older, you become different.
Yeah. Oh,
And then you have some
absolutely.
friends that you stay the same because you still have that bond.
Yeah.
But you're right. I have several friends that have husbands, they've been married 20, 30 years. And, the wife's starting to get a little insecure because of wrinkles and age and yada. And I'm like, you know what? When I look at your husband, look at you,
Doesn't see
a
that.
flaw.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
you literally can see him looking like she's still the most beautiful girl across the room.
Exactly.
And I say that with a couple that I have that started dating in junior high.
Yep.
He still sees that gal sitting across the table in 7th grade.
Exactly.
That's
No,
who he sees.
for sure.
And I tell her, don't worry about it.
And I love it. He just said that they have a 2-year-old and it changes. Well, I'll tell you what, I have a little one that's going to be 7, which if you do the math, that'll tell you that I had her at 50. And she obviously changed my life. I mean, all kids do, but kids will help keep you young as well. So, so many of my friends said you're absolutely out of your mind and
I
off your
didn't say it, but I
rocker
thought it.
to have a child, and it's because she was a choice. I actually went through in vitro with
Right.
her. I made sure that she was a choice.
That's
I was
the
ready to be a
difference.
mom, and that's part of it. But seriously, I roll around on the floor with her. I jump up and down. We do cartwheels, and so many people don't understand how I can keep that up. But I number 100% believe it's mental attitude, because I won't allow my thought process to be you're getting old. It is, I feel good, I'm young, and I take care of myself. I'm a little heavier than I like to be right now, but that doesn't stop me from doing anything. I can feel the difference, but that's just part of getting older too. It's a bigger struggle. I've never ever had a struggle with weight in my life until the last few years.
And I think going back what we were saying and reading, I'm going back and kind of catching up a little bit what you were chatting. She is right now feeling the ugliest she's ever felt in her life.
Me.
No, his wife.
Oh, her.
With
Oh,
the two,
I thought you
you know-
did me. I'm like, well, I'm not feeling great, Susan, but I don't know if I feel the ugliest I've ever felt in my life, maybe.
She just had a baby. So
Yeah,
her
2
body
years.
has changed.
Yep.
And
Well,
more
you
than
never know.
anything, well, I know they bounce back,
But
don't
she
get me
might
wrong,
be one of those
but it
that's
doesn't
too
matter.
thick.
Either
Yeah,
she would-
that's true. Hormonal.
mentally
so
or
many
hormonally,
things.
yes, that's what I meant. Taking care of that child, probably moms are normally the primary caretaker because the baby insists on it. So that's one of the reasons. So since she's breastfeeding, she needs to be reinsured by you. She really does. That you love her. My guy, she just gave you a baby.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
Yes. So I think this is really tough on men at this point.
Yeah.
And that's what I see as an observer, and I didn't have children, so I do a lot of observing. Just make sure she knows how proud you are, what she did for both of you, and she brought something into the world that's made of both of you.
Yeah, it's so cool.
She
Dive in.
She
Have
reinvented
fun.
you. Also, if you're in an area and you have friends or family, but you can get to babysit, go do date night.
Date nights, absolutely.
Date nights are very important. Mommy needs to have a date, even though 2 years she should be okay about now. In the beginning, I know they won't detach themselves, but have a date night. You fix up too. You tell her, let's literally a date night. You go do that like you did your first date you went out on her. If you shaved, you shaved. If you don't do your beard, you do your beard, whatever. But get ready like you are going out on a date. And I think you both will feel really good about that.
Ah, see? He said he was really, really too focused on not spending enough time, which, you know what, I love that you're honest enough and willing to shout that out there. And you know what, it's so normal and so common. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being focused and working, and it's part of what you were doing and who you are, and that's okay. So it's just a matter of talking to her and communicating, and you know, definitely spending the time together is going to make such a
And I have a
difference.
question, because you're really being very open with us, and I love this. Have you told her what you just told us? Because if you haven't, you need to tell her. Do you realize that maybe you made some choices that you thought were best for you, and if you did somehow neglect her, please understand it wasn't how she could have it yet.
See?
I would,
Yep.
on date
Guarantee.
night.
Guarantee
Tell her
that
you
will
want a
change
date
so
night,
much.
and you know, we love when we hear a man be vulnerable. Forget the old-fashioned, you know, you're not supposed, you're gonna be so manly. We love when you say, I realized I made a mistake,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna consciously try not to ever do that again.
yeah,
You will see a 180 in a woman when you do that,
100%.
right? I mean, we would
I
just,
love that. I love that.
we love when somebody
Yay.
is open
So that's our
to where
challenge
they made
to you.
mistakes.
Go for it. Go for
Wow,
it. Go for
I
it.
love you. We didn't even have a topic, and you have just brought in an awesome topic.
I don't find the right time to say things, not just blurt it out when she's tired.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
don't
honey,
do it when she's
but
tired.
you know what? She's always tired.
Just
So
got
to be
your
honest, she's always tired. So just, you know, over breakfast, coffee, whatever. Just, I don't know, obviously your schedules or what you guys do work-wise or how you come and go and all the things, but
There's so many dynamics now.
just, you know, as long as you're coming to her in a vulnerable moment and you're honest like you were with us, I guarantee, even tired or not, it's going to make her feel amazing.
I love that you just said you are going to find a good time.
I love that.
And
No.
do we see the name? Well, you
It
may not
just
want to.
says C,
Just
so,
C.
but that's okay.
C, I love you.
Yes,
I
do
love
too,
that
so
you
maybe.
care how your wife is feeling right now, and that you want to make an effort to make her feel better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, good for.
Constantine.
Well, thank you. I don't ever want to make somebody do something they don't want to do, so I didn't mean to do what I just was asking.
Oh, he would have wrote it.
Because you can see, you probably keep seeing me squint because I don't have my readers on. I'm like, what's that say? I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
You know, hopefully she's tuning in. And you know what? If not,
Yeah.
and you haven't found the time, tell her to go to What the 50 Plus
And watch
episode
this.
on
Yes.
April, what is today?
I don't
7?
know, 7, 8, yeah, 7, 8 to 7. Yeah, definitely.
And that might be your way of telling her. So there you
For
go.
all of you guys out there, you know, I love it. So we
Oh.
really, really have worked to make this a safe platform for exactly this kind of conversation for men and women. And
Ask those questions. I mean,
Yeah.
he started that conversation. He kept going with this. That's awesome. Thanks for the
Absolutely.
nice combo. I will subscribe.
Please do,
Thank you.
and please
You
come
have
back.
a good evening and tell your friends.
Yep, and
They
we
love
get to
it.
hear what happens on your date night.
Oh
Good for
yeah.
you, yeah.
We love for you
Well, you don't have to tell us everything, just, you know.
Especially if we end up with another baby. Don't know
That's
how that.
right.
We don't want to know how that happened. We know how that happens.
Yeah, pretty much, but
Have a good night, Constantino.
yes.
All right, we have 4 out there. We would love for you to do what Mr. C did. He just threw out a question, and we thank you, Alan. We saw you earlier.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Alan, I think you were when we did live a minute ago. We don't know what we did, but somehow we couldn't see any chat. So
No,
if
we
you
couldn't see
did
anything.
chat and you maybe were offended that you didn't think we responded, we couldn't see it.
Yeah, so please, anybody that wrote anything on the last one, so we're again, like we said, still, you know, learning all this stuff, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't too, and no, we can't figure out that, but, you know,
But we want to invite you Thursday,
yes,
Central Time,
Central Time.
roughly let's say 9:30.
9:30, yeah, get, let's
Yeah, I'm
get
gonna
time
need
to
some coffee.
kind of, yeah, get in and.
And for us to
With breakfast
18
and-
minutes to figure out how to get on here, because we always
Exactly.
go through those little pains.
Yeah.
But we're going to come to you live, South Padre Island, Texas, Isla Grande Resort,
Yes,
poolside.
yep,
They have a waterfall, they have fountains, so the view is going to be gorgeous. We might, well, not might, we would definitely even take like a little walk down to the beach.
oh, it's
Say the
fantastic.
beach.
It's the first
So-
place that I ever sang here, it's the place that brought me to South Padre Island, and why I'm here today with Susan, so.
Now,
So many
let's go
amazing
really
things.
flashback.
Uh-oh,
It was one of the first hotels my parents brought me to in the 70s.
oh my gosh.
It
And
was
mine
not
was
Isla Grande at that
2007.
time.
It was a Radisson.
Well, it wasn't even
Oh,
Radisson.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it was at Sea Island.
Sea Island, that's right.
Sea Island.
Awesome.
So yeah, there is definitely some history in our roots
Yep.
in South Texas, South Padre Island.
And we're gonna have so much fun. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is so much fun. I'm so happy to have my sidekick right next to me.
Now, I asked Danica questions because I think she knows everything when it comes to this. But my question, because I'm wondering,
Yes.
when we go off the live now,
Yes.
they can still go in and comment.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you guys want us to talk about something Thursday, you have to tell us.
Yes.
We'll read it, we'll do it, we'll bring something up. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck with whatever crazy thing, which right now you should
Like,
all think.
What were you?
You should all think Mr. C.
Yes.
Because until he chimed in, I was having a cock conversation.
Yes, she was. That's all
I was
she could
talking
talk
about whether or not you thought this
Big
was
cock.
a big cock, a small cock, depending on what kind of cock you had. So when I am unsupervised and you don't give any suggestions what we should talk about, I'm always going to go to some topic like that.
Yes.
Because it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
where this little dirty mind goes.
Yes, I love it. I know.
And then I become Dr. Ruth.
Oh God, the two of us together. Watch out.
God, that would be so fun.
All right, well,
I
we love you guys so much.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for subscribing. Please pass this on to all your friends, family, aunts, uncles, mothers,
What is
uncles,
it?
grandmas,
Like,
grandpas,
share,
kids, all the things.
subscribe,
Yeah, all the
comment.
stuff. Yeah. We just want to have more fun with as many people as we possibly can around the world. So we love you, and we will see you on
Thanks
Thursday.
for sharing your life with us.
Thank you. Mwah. Yeah. Oh, up here.